Over the course of the last week, I've brought you a couple of videos about the dinghy divers, particularly how much it costs the UK economy to do what they're doing with their free escort and taxi service across the channel and everything entailed. Well, I saw quite a very in-depth breakdown of it today, and it really is eye-watering. I'll tell you about it next. How do everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Last thing on a Sunday. Hope you're doing all right. I'm not too bad myself. Listen, dinghy divers. We saw in the week a couple of figures were bandied about how much it actually costs to do what they're doing to get these dinghy divers from France over to here and into the hotels or wherever else they go. And we've been given two figures, 1.25 million and nearly 5 million a day, both eye-watering figures in themselves. But have a look at the situation and the breakdown of actually what's involved, and you'll realise that we're paying for it literally the second those boats hit the water. It's absolutely incredible, and all the little pieces involved in the whole equation. And you'll actually find that figure of nearly £5 million is probably the lower end. It's probably more like 10 million when you break it all down, equating to about, it's about 4 billion every year. A lot of money that can go to other things like fuel-starved residents in this country, for example. Is disgusting. I was made aware of some footage that was broadcast by Richard Tice on Talk Radio, and he was talking to someone about this. And if you actually listen to the breakdown, which I'll play for you now, you'll see, it really opens your eyes to, the complexity of this whole dinghy diver machine and how much it is really costing us.
In respect of the cost of hotel accommodation, what other costs does one need to sort of add on top of that to try and understand the true cost of accommodating asylum seekers, those crossing the English Channel illegally every week, every day, every month, that we should be taking into account?
Richard, you're quite right. These accommodation costs are truly astounding and astronomical, but they only play a part in the overall cost. And before we delve into the housing costs, because those numbers that the government have given actually underestimate the total cost of housing for the year, your kind of listeners should understand that the moment that a boat is placed into the waters of Calais, or someone gets onto a lorry or a plane, begins the cost to the British taxpayer. First of all, you have the costs of the three frigates and the RLNI that are looking after those boats as they come across and bring them in. Once they arrive, they're put into assessment centres, and those assessment centres, you then have asylum application initial assessments followed by health assessments. Then there's transport to what's called the initial accommodation, the short-term accommodation, where they're assessed for longer-term accommodation. At that process, the asylum application kicks in, and so you get legal aid. But in addition to that, you get advice from a myriad. We've counted so far 137 charities across the country that are getting money from local authorities and national government contracts that give advice to them. Then, of course, there's the health costs and the dental costs. Furthermore, you then get court costs as they approach the application process for asylum, leading into appeals, and then appeals on the appeals, and sometimes going to judicial review costs. Then you have policing costs that relate to sometimes criminal offences that are committed by asylum applicants or those going disappearing. As I can say, Richard, you look at all of those, and to the economy as a whole, we're estimating this could be up to between 2 and 4 billion a year.
And that's essentially the cost currently.
Yes.
Now,
Mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad, and quite eye-watering and frightening when you sit and think what is actually really going on. And the very simple solution is it needs putting a stop to. Yet they continue to come. They continue to come, and all these millions of pounds are being pushed in that direction every day when there's far more important things in this country that can be dealt with and attended to. Crazy. And I have to say again, when will it stop? Anyway, I'll leave that thought with you. I hope you've had a good Sunday, and thank you very much for contributing and everything as usual. And I'll see you tomorrow with the live stream around 2 o'clock and more content in the evening. Have a good one. Toodaloo.